Ruto must go. Ruto must go. For 2 years, we have sung that song that Ruto must go. Why is Ruto going? Is Ruto going because he's a Kalenjin? Yes? No. Is Ruto going because he comes from Rift Valley? No. Why is Ruto must go? Or why is Ruto going? Ruto is going because of one thing. Ruto is going because of incompetence. And this incompetence has affected us economically. Economically, mark that word, economically. But if Ruto will go so that we can replace him with other tribal chiefs, my friend, his problem haitaisha Kenya. I'm telling you. And that's the problem I'm seeing. That's the danger I'm seeing. That we are sliding back to nonsense. You see, I asked a friend from Muranga, if today I take you nikutoe Muranga, nikupeleke Uasin Gishu, do you think your life will be better just because you have gone to the village that Ruto comes from? It will not. But there is this narrative that imewekwa that Ruto is targeting Kikuyus. My friend, Ruto is targeting the entire country. And it's not he's targeting. He's not willingly targeting. The guy is just incapable of doing it. Mtu kusikuja kusema mimi nikiingia mimi nita protect Mount Kenya community. That is nonsense. We don't want to be protected as a community. We want the entire country economy to grow. You see, people are saying that Kalenjin leadership is the problem. We had had Kikuyu's presidents before, but it's only one Kikuyu presidency who is being remembered by all other communities. A person called Kibaki. He can be called the father of modern Kenya. He revolutionized this country in 10 years. Akaacha tu deni ya 1.9 trillion with everything he did, mabarabara, free primary education. Akaacha deni tu ya 1.9. Kibaki. Every tribe can say that this is what Kibaki did. The infrastructure we are seeing, it is the vision that Kibaki had, the vision 2030. Are we together? Who is suffering now because their community is not united? Anyamakema people or Kamkunji people suffering, closing their shop because Mlima is not united. Because Mlima doesn't have Itungatis. You know, this nonsense is becoming now too much. Is that the reason why you people are closing shops? Is that the reason why chakula ya ngombe na chakula ya nguruwe ya mafama zimekuwa expensive? Just because we are not united. We don't have Itungatis or something like that. You know the reason I'm saying this thing is because if you go to the Luo Nyanza today, they think if they become united, they can produce a deputy president or a president. To do what? Are we saying Ruto must go so that we can replace him with just anybody? With just anybody. Then we must be the biggest fools that Ruto must go so that we can replace him with just anybody. The person who think that will replace Ruto, if given this country, if not for his tribe, if given this country, can he change the economy? The economy. Because that is what matters. My friend, exam ya form 4 ilitoka this week. I saw people congratulating those kids when walifanya vizuri, walipata A+, wanapigiwa makofi, congratulations. Even my own nephew got an A. But the question in my mind was, after 4 years in university, then what? Where will they go? Because you have been in the universities. We are out here. We know how things are. You know people, comrades, who got an A, did very good grades. Wanakuomba dhao moja tu ya kukula. Hata kulipa nyumba walishindwa. Wengine wameingia depression. Right now, World Health Organization is classifying Kenya as the 6th country yenye imekuwa hit by depression because of the economy, not because of tribe, not because that kuna region hawajashikana vizuri, my friend. If we go to 2027 with tribal arithmetics, that if Kikuyu support this tribe, they will take the government. To do what with that regime? To do what, my friend? We have agreed Ruto must go. The next question is, are we ready to pay the price that if he goes, we can have that one person who can change this country, even if they don't come from a bigger tribe, or they come from a bigger tribe, they have ruled before, they have not ruled before. We just look at that one person. Muangalie kwa kichwa zenyu kama kuna huyo mtu mmoja tu mwenye anaweza badilisha this country. And not through tribal arithmetics. But huyo at least mnaweza sema huyu tumeangalia anaweza badilisha this country. Because my friend, what is going to hit this country? My friend, hata nyinyi mtashangaa. the economy of this country is going to collapse in front of your own eyes. Next year tunalipa deni ya 2.4 trillion next year. Na hii deni tunalipa until 2036. So if nothing is going to be done, my friend, na hiyo bado hiyo miaka tutakuwa tumechukua deni nyingine. So we are in this the rest of our lives. If we cannot have that one person who will change this country, my friend, this country we are done and dusted. And if you think I'm joking, my friend, wengine wanasema Ruto anataka kumaliza mashule. Yes, Ruto anataka kumaliza mashule because he is incapable. Just know even some ministries, they are struggling to procure a tissue paper so that you can know the ile shimo hii Kenya iko. So ndio mkianza kusema you want to be united to do what? Are we suffering because we are not united? Economy.
Yes.
Kev saizi nikisema anything that is not true, nikitoka hapa nje watu watakuwa wanaita ng'ombe wewe.
Of course, because they know the truth.
Yeah, because they know the truth. Sasa na style nianze ku abduct because they have called me ng'ombe because they know the truth and I was lying to them. Yeah. So I should lie to them and those kids should be like, oh, he's the president. He's lying to us. You understand?
Yeah.
So what we should do right now in Kenya, so we should be accountable as leaders.
Right.
You should be accountable of your words. That when you tell them the Grammy is coming, let it come. Let it be so that the respect gets respect.
Yeah.
You cannot disrespect me, Kev, and then you expect me to respect you back.
Yeah. Your word
and then
is the truth.
Your word. You should stand with your word as the president. You know, it is Kenyans who give the president the power to do whatever he does.
I agree.
Lakini, Kev, si watoto peke yao. Kev imefika mahali church inasema they cannot believe their president anymore. The lies have become too much. Church, we are talking about reverence, not kids. Unaelewa? They cannot. Na wanaambia wa Kenya, we cannot be able to differentiate the truth and a lie in this regime anymore. Because everything that is said, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie, there's no truth in it. Unaelewa?
Wow.
So, ukisema ni hawa kids, utaniambia reverends are the reverends kids.
No.
And the other day they had conference.
That's true.
They're saying that they cannot trust their president anymore. It's because of what the president is doing himself. I want this year, if the president is serious about this, any words that is coming out of his mouth, it's a polished truth, and he knows that will be done. Kev, the moment unasimama unaambia watu nyinyi mmeona gari haina engine.
Ati hapa next month
mmeona gari haina engine.
Na gari yenye haina engine hapa.
Na itakuwa nakimbia kama risasi. That is a president, Kevin.
Hold it right there. JB, what's your question?
Yo man, hapo kwa hiyo engine ilikuwa mchezo sana. Man, we're going to have free Wi-Fi by the next month. Such things. But do you think, I mean, at this rate of the presidency is I normally call this a lie roller coaster because to me it's just bump and it's fresh lie after fresh lie.
Yeah.
Do you think he's ever going to redeem himself and really come in front of Kenyans and tell them now factual things and things that can actually really work in this era?
But do you know the president knows that he's not lying?
He's convinced he's saying the truth.
Let me tell you. You know the problem is, the president is convinced he's saying the truth. It's us who are inciting Kenyans.
So maybe the people around the president are the ones who are making it difficult for the president to manifest some of his promises to Kenyans.
Kevin, when you live a lie, you already know that's the kind of life you live. Kevin, this guy is just, that is his life. There's nothing that will change. In fact, in 1 or 2 months, expect another like 3 or 4 lies that will just
heavy ones.
I saw in after the impeachment, Ruto came and realized that these people, they gave him the wrong information.
Yeah.
The Ishongwa and the Kionjori, that this Gachagua was not that just a guy to rub off and he's gone like that. Unaelewa? Sasa the moment Ishongwa is talking like that, anajaribu kuwin ile trust yake of President William Samoei, that sycophants that he made a top notch is now trying to win that because they made a mistake. They are realizing themselves they made a mistake. That is even the reason why President William Samoei Ruto alienda kutafuta Uhuru.
Chege, let me cut you short. So apparently also I heard that the president regrets doing away with Gachagua.
Yes.
Okay.
He regrets so much doing away with what? Gachagua. The damage Gachagua is doing out there is much than when he was in.
That makes a lot of sense.
Than when he was in.
Yeah.
They could have contained him akiwa ndani kuliko venye anafanya akiwa he's damaging all of them. The other day he was in Embu. The same day they were in Bungoma. Gachagua was in Embu. And he demolished everybody there that belongs to UDA. Everybody, including the governor, who is Sisi Mbarire and the chair of the UDA, and any other senator, the Senator Mondigi of Embu who was there, people jeered him, you understand, because of UDA. So Gachagua is just demolishing them.
contrary to what Ishongwa and the Kenjori had advised the president that they will deal with what? Yeah, they will deal with him. The guy is dealing with them.
Yeah.
So he's regretting.
Yeah.
In fact, Ruto could not have gone to look for Uhuru. Was it not for how things are getting out of hand to try and bring somebody else who can balance. The issue of Orengo. Orengo has been quiet since the abduction of Besigye.
Right.
Unelewa. So Orengo are the people who fought for this country for a long time. Unelewa, for the freedom of this country, for the democracy of this country. When Besigye was abducted here in Kenya, the first person who condemned the issue was Orengo, and he said we are going back to the Kanu old days of that a person come to Kenya for his safety, and then he is being abducted in our own soil, and then the Ugandan authority claimed that our authorities here in Kenya, our security forces, they helped them to abduct who? Besigye. That's when what Orengo is trying to say, that we are seeing some Kanu patterns that are just creeping in slowly in our country. And when he saw the sycophancy with the Ishongwa, the moment you come up and say that the people who are kids are abducting themselves and they are killing themselves, and you are talking to people like they are kids or something, who can kill himself to make Ruto look bad.
Yeah, but it's
so insensitive, even to the parents who are crying day and night because of their kids. After the impeachment, Ruto came and realized that these people, they gave him the wrong word, the wrong information. The Ishongwa and the Kenjori, that this Gachagua was not that just a guy to rub off and he's gone like that. Unaelewa? Sasa the moment Ishongwa is talking like that, anajaribu kuwin ile trust yake of President William Samoei, that sycophants that imeenda top notch is now trying to win that because they made a mistake. They are realizing themselves they made a mistake. That is even the reason why President William Samoei Ruto alienda kutafuta Uhuru.
Cheke, let me cut you short. So apparently also I heard that the president regrets doing away with Gachagua.
Yes.
Okay.
He regrets so much doing away with what? Gachagua. The damage Gachagua is doing out there is much than when he was in.
That makes a lot of sense.
Than when he was in. They could have contained him akiwa ndani kuliko venye anafanya akiwa he's damaging all of them. The other day he was in Embu. The same day they were in Bungoma. Gachagua was in Embu, and he demolished everybody there that belongs to UDA. Everybody, including the governor, who is Cecily Mbarire and the chair of the UDA, and any other senator, the Senator Mondigi of Embu who was there, people jeered him, you understand, because of UDA. So Gachagua is just demolishing them. Contrary to what Ishongwa and the Kenjori had advised the president that they will deal with what? Yeah, they will deal with him. The guy is dealing with them. So he's regretting. In fact, Ruto could not have gone to look for Uhuru. Was it not for how things are getting out of hand to try and bring somebody else who can balance. The issue of Orengo. Orengo has been quiet since the abduction of Besigye.
Right.
Unelewa. So Orengo are the people who fought for this country for a long time. Unelewa, for the freedom of this country, for the democracy of this country. When Besigye was abducted here in Kenya, the first person who condemned the issue was Orengo, and he said we are going back to the Kanu old days of that a person come to Kenya for his safety, and then he is being abducted in our own soil, and then the Ugandan authority claimed that our authorities here in Kenya, our security forces, they helped them to abduct who? Besigye. That's when what Orengo is trying to say, that we are seeing some Kanu patterns that are just creeping in slowly in our country. And when he saw the sycophancy with the Ishongwa, the moment you come up and say that the people who are kids are abducting themselves and they are killing themselves, and you are talking to people like they are kids or something, who can kill himself to make Ruto look bad.
But
it's so insensitive, even to the parents who are crying day and night because of their kids.
So let me ask you. Because actually, one thing I like about this show is we can speculate.
Yes.
So I've heard stories about, the president is probably, he's 50-50 about having Kindiki on the ballot with him come 2027. I don't know whether that's true. However, do you think if the president picked somebody like Ndindi Nyoro,
I was about to ask about it.
Is that a sure bet for the president in 2027? At least he would probably get him a huge chunk of votes from the mountain.
Not in the mountain.
Okay.
Mountain, it doesn't matter who he picks.
Yeah.
It is done. You know the problem with we have a mountain, this community called mountain. It's leaders follow the people.
All right.
It's not the other way around. Nobody will come and tell people we want to go this way.
Yeah.
You see, when most of these leaders, they realized that people had followed Ruto. All these leaders were not following Ruto. You can remember akina Anne Waiguru wa Uhuru's person, akina wa Mushomba, kila mtu walikuwa saidia Uhuru. But when they realized that everybody was following Ruto, they had to follow the people.
That's
because
true.
people are following Ruto. And Ruto knows that very well.
Yeah.
That there's nothing he can do. He's trying to create an image of a good government or something like that to try and maybe a reputation of his regime.
Yeah.
By bringing up people like Kinari, akina Mutahi Kagwe, akina Kabogo, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But the issue of that the mountain will vote Ruto, that will not happen.